so Shaman, man, here's an artist we haven't done in a while, man, and I absolutely love Shaman. I think Shaman is absolutely fantastic. For those of you who don't know, he's actually Russian, but his vocal ability and his talent is absolutely frightening. He can sometimes be a polarizing figure. Some people don't like him because of Russia and the whole political story. I'm not getting into that. This is literally about the actual artist and the music that he creates. And the music that he creates is absolutely fantastic. If you guys want to go ahead and have your debates and battles, count me out. This one is called Alive, man. So let's see what we've got, man. Let's see. We know that this boy has got some fucking pipes on him. And he's damn good. He's a damn good vocalist. So this is brand new. This is apparently, I don't know, a couple of days old from what I'm told. But let's see what we got. Let's go. Oh wait, before we actually see what we got and let's go, for those of you who want additional content, you guys can subscribe to the Sphere, alright? I'm leaving the link down in the pinned comment and obviously in the description. If you want to subscribe to the Sphere, there'll be additional content being placed there every single day by me, Alex, Wolf, and Mugafy. I am putting content there as we speak, but Alex, Mugafy, and Wolf will be putting content there from February, so for the 1st of February. So anyway, let's rock and roll. Let's get straight back into it. Let's go. Where are we going? Put the CCs on. Oh, I didn't put the CCs on there.
Холодное небо и сердце в груди на куски. Ты страху не верил и правду искал вопреки, стирая до крови всю душу свою через боль. Ты воин света, который остался живой. Живой! Скажи свое имя, герой! Ты не покоренный судьбой, с победой вернулся домой. Живой! Живой!
This guy's voice is ridiculous. Ridiculous. He's got so much conviction in his voice, right? That the way he tells a story, right? That voice literally amplifies that story. It gets you to listen. It's actually crazy. It's so piercing, right? But I love this line over here. You are unconquered by fate. Basically speaking to the stronger willed man, right? Man or woman, right? Whereas it's actually being stronger, being that warrior, right? And having faith, believing in something, fighting through something, not giving up, essentially is what he's speaking to. But the way he delivers on that is, but we know this. We know that Shaman just delivers on his vocal abilities, just absolutely frightening.
Как и прежде, но близился час роковой.
I like the idea where he's kind of playing into like the Gladiator thing, and it's like kind of this is like now his final judgment day, essentially, where the powers that be are taking him off to kill him. And you almost tend to think of it plays into like the Dr. Viktor Frankl book, right? Where it's like you never have anything, like he has absolutely nothing, but what he does have is his faith, and what he does have is his strength, right? Holding the cross in the hand literally represents that he believes in something greater than himself. Therefore, he will always survive. He will always be seen as something great, right? I've said this a couple of times before. There are things that are far worse than death. Far worse than death. There are things that you can live life in a way that is far worse than death, essentially. Do you know what I mean? So it actually plays into that. It plays into a notion of extreme willpower in believing in yourself and fighting for something that you really do believe in, right? Regardless of what forces are pushing you. I like that.
Ты бросился в небо и стал самой яркой звездой. А люди под небом смотрели на вечный огонь. И в каждом был воин.
Love the symbolism of the child, right? Returning that sense of hope, right? Returning that sense of faith. Through the child's innocence, you actually tend to see that. You tend to see a greater power, right? It's not as complicated. Adults tend to complicate everything around it. Adults tend to sort of try and muddy the waters and murkify everything, whereas children don't do that, right? Children see things for what they are. So what was the most important to him, as opposed to calling him traitor, this, whatever else that all these people are calling him, right, is say, stay faithful, stick with God. You know what I mean? The child was able to see that. The child was able to sort of like put that back into his hands, put that faith back into his hands in the moments that he thought that he was going to lose it. I like that messaging. Very clever.
Каждым был воин, который остался живой. Живой! Скажи свое имя, герой! Ты не покоренный судьбой. С победой вернулся домой. Живой, живой, живой! Не прятался ты за спиной. Здесь каждое сердце с тобой. И даже на небе останешься вечно.
This actually might have a greater meaning over here, where he's basically saying that, you know, sort of what should have been his executioners that were calling out his judgment was kind of like, that was to a certain degree merciful, right? But then what's worse than that is actually be trialed by public opinion, right? So I kind of feel as like if you sort of translate that, right, or transition that into a modern form of judgment, it would be social media, and it would be his fans, and it would be the people that maybe once loved him, or you know, or the people that just utterly hate him at the end of the day. So it's like it would have been merciful to go at the hands of the system than to go at the hands of actually people who are enraged, people who don't see clearly because they've got this sort of like you know, group mentality thinking that see you in a certain light and then judge you by that sort of overlying perception, essentially, because that speaks to manipulation, it speaks to indoctrination, it speaks to all that kind of thing. And standing strong and standing tall in the face of that is actually very difficult, specifically for somebody who is in the limelight, specifically for somebody who is such a prominent sort of like figure, essentially. So anyway, I think that's just part of the messaging. You guys let me know if you agree with me or not. Anyway, carry on.
Скажи свое имя, герой. Ты не покоренный судьбой. С победой вернулся домой. Живой, живой, живой. Не прятался ты за спиной. Здесь каждое сердце с тобой. И даже на небе останешься вечно.
I like that. I love the purity of that. I love the purity of his clothing. I love the fact that he came out sort of clean cut and looking like he's been resurrected, almost sort of reincarnated, essentially, and all because he stuck to his beliefs, he stuck to his faith, right? And then if he treads that path of faith and believes in himself and believes in something greater than him, right? He will come through and he will be able to face and beat any of the adversity that lays before him, even if it is as powerful as a system or as powerful as the masses, right? Absolutely beautiful messaging over there, brilliant, but I wasn't surprised in any which way. Really good, really good, man. But again, Shaman doesn't really disappoint. The guy's absolutely fantastic, right? And like I said, sometimes he can be a polarizing figure and people don't like him, and because of political events in the world and whatever else. But you know, I'm not actually going to speak of that, because if we speak of that, we can go down many a rabbit holes of things that have been unfortunately foisted on people that should have been foisted on people by many superpowers. So let's not go there. I love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. I'll catch you on the very next one. Peace.